So it's Monday morning. I am just going for a little stroll. So I've passed some of my landmark times. Wasn't to eat or drink anything after 10:30, so that's now passed. Something I was able to use as a distraction technique. Just with regards to the anticipation side of things, was just thinking about how and when I was going to have food. So planned all that, did that this morning, distracted myself again, just watching a little bit of television, and then planned to go for this walk. And I'll talk a little bit about my thinking behind that. Now obviously anticipation is one of the big things that my patients, my phobic patients, need to deal with, the anticipation of an upcoming appointment. So going through this experience has been really a bit of an eye-opener, because it just shows me the impact of that anticipation and just how powerful that can be, but also how powerful some of the strategies can be to combat that. So yeah, basic distraction techniques have been really useful, and going for this walk is one of the big ones for me. So just going and get some fresh air and just coming out to walk by the stream, just really therapeutic. And there is a thing called ecotherapy, which basically talks about the power of using the outdoors as a form of therapy and just to clear your mind. So this is lovely, nice walk. I'll probably stay out for an hour or so and just let my thoughts clear. And part of what I'm doing with my thoughts, I kind of mentioned earlier about, in the anticipation of what to do with thoughts as they come into your mind. And there's two different types, of course. There's the useful thoughts and the thoughts that are not useful. And there's various ways you can challenge the ones that are not useful and get rid of them. One of the things that I'm personally doing today is a lovely technique taught by Dr McCarthy of New Zealand, who's a friend and a colleague of mine, who I've learned an awful lot from. And one of the great techniques that he talks about is the bouncer technique. It's like the Glasgow bouncer of a nightclub, who will be standing at the door of the nightclub, and if there's any unruly visitors or anybody who shouldn't be in the nightclub, they will simply eject them, and that creates space for people that are going to be well behaved and actually have a good time and enjoy the night. So I'm kind of using the Glasgow bouncer technique just now. If there's a fleeting thought of anxiety or doubt or anticipation, I'm just bouncing that using the Glasgow bouncer technique, but also appreciating and understanding those thoughts are going to happen, they are going to get in, and not feeling bad about that. That's okay. It's all right for us to be anxious thoughts, but I can choose whether or not I'm going to let them stay in. So that's a little bit about, I guess, the distraction and the anticipation aspect of, especially the day before or the day of an appointment like this, and what you can actually do. I've also been spending a bit of time using a variety of other techniques, including some breathing techniques, which are really useful, and I'm going to explain that in the next post, and also using anchoring techniques, which again I will also explain in the next post as well, just exactly how to use them, but I'll do that when I actually get into the hospital. Because that's when I think I'll probably need them the most. I think it'll be the most beneficial to kind of see them in action right as I feel that I'm going to need them. So the other thing that I have been using yesterday and today is the future rehearsal techniques as well. A worrying thought or an anxious thought usually projects you into the future and places kind of worst case scenarios and all the things that you're worried about into that future. So I'm intentionally projecting forwards and thinking about how I'm going to feel and how I'm going to be, but in a neutral or a positive way. So I'm thinking about myself in the run up to going in for the general, just being calm, being relaxed, using my breathing techniques, using my distraction techniques, and actually feeling okay. So I'm literally visualising and thinking about me feeling okay in the hospital. And also thinking about some of the dissociation type techniques that I plan to use. Dissociation techniques are literally that ability that we all have to kind of go into trance, go into a place in your mind and just take your mind away somewhere else. And we all do this naturally. Happens all the time, and when you learn hypnosis, you learn ways of intentionally bringing that about. So I'm going to be using a technique later on using what's called the special place. So I'm going to be visualizing probably just before, after the cannula's placed, after we're getting ready to go through for the general, I will be going through a doorway in my mind and taking myself to a safe and a relaxing place. a safe where I feel calm, feel in control, feel confident, feel that I'm coping, and just know that I'm okay. Now, these places are very personal and for each individual that creates them. I've not fully decided where I'll go in my mind at that moment in time. I've got a number of places that I've used over the years. I suspect it will just be somewhere. I might be thinking about Christmas Day. I'll go through the doorway and just be thinking about Christmas morning, opening presents with the kids, laughing, relaxing, downtime, family time. I might be with the family on holiday somewhere, thinking of a holiday that maybe we've been on in the past. So that's the kind of thing that I will be doing, and I'll allow that to be kind of spontaneous and just to be natural, just wherever it feels right in that moment for what's behind the door. And that obviously influences your mood and your feelings, because you can travel anywhere in your mind. You can go wherever you want to be, and if you'd rather not be in hospital with a cannula in your hand about to have general anaesthetic for rhinoplasty, septorhinoplasty, then focus with your mind and take it somewhere else, be somewhere else. So I plan is when the cannula goes in and they start injecting the drugs. Yes, I know I need to count back from 10, but as I do that, I'm going to open the door and I'm going to go somewhere very nice. So I feel quite calm and relaxed about that. That's the thoughts that are going to be in my mind as the general takes place. Is I'm going to be with my family on Christmas Day, and it's going to be lovely. And hopefully I'll still be there when I come round from the anaesthetic, and I'll be able to continue distracting myself from anything that's going on with regards to the healing aspect of the surgery. So that's a few of the techniques. I will post again when I get into the hospital, and I'll show you some of the breathing, the anchoring techniques that I'm going to be using there and then. And then afterwards, I'm going to do some posts about some of the pain control techniques that I've learned over the years, and that I'm going to use on myself, and the healing techniques as well. So that will be very interesting, and I'll be more than happy to share some of those with you as well. So that's me. I'm going to go and finish my walk. It's a beautiful place that I am. I'm just around the corner from my house. Almost slipped and fell over. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm going to finish this walk around this area here. So it's a nice kind of green wooded area. Get lots of fresh air in me, lots of thinking about the anchoring and taking as much oxygen as I can, and just look at nature and just be ready. I'm ready for this. It's been a long time coming. It's been 40 years, and I'm ready. All right, I'll see you later.